Hi, welcome back to another video. Hope you are all safe and well. In today's video,
you see me transform this pile of rubble into this.
got our gravel down, roughly levelled off, but now I'm going to go back with the straight edge, sort out all the low and high spots, and then we're going to bed the terracotta tiles on some lime mortar. Level it off as we go. Yeah, just get it down. It'll be such a nice feeling to get this floor down. It's going to look fantastic. We've got 18th century handmade clay reclaimed tiles. It's a bit of a mouthful. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just going to work our way back through. And don't forget, this floor has been designed to alleviate any moisture trapped in the floor. Okay, let's get set up and get going. Closer I'll get it to level and flat, the easier it will be to lay terracotta tiles on top. Oh, that hurt. Just knelt on a stone. Yow. Yeah, what had happened with the flood water outside, it wasn't just a downpour, it was literally a flood outside. Not in the conventional sense that you see, rivers flowing, but the water had built up outside to, I can imagine, quite a few feet deep, judging what the rest of the area around the property was like. The membrane isn't attached to the wall, it's not that kind of system, it's corrugated to allow the water to breathe. So the flood water overwhelmed everything and soaked beneath that and come in underneath. It's all solid bedrock stone, there's no chance of it, sinking or anything like that. It's been here hundreds of years, and what I've done outside has alleviated some of the problems from the heavy downpours. So I'm only really enhancing what we've got, making it a bit more efficient. Be interesting to see how quickly the floor dries out if we do get another deluge. I can imagine it can only be better. The gravel acts as kind of like a barrier between the moisture, and as you know, lime breathes. Let's go and take a closer look at those tomettes that I've got to go down here. Well, here we are. Some of them may need cleaning up, admittedly. Been under wraps for over a year now, 2 years maybe. Those. Going to lay a few out, see what they look like. And they're going to need a fair bit of cleaning up. There's a lot of old mortar on them. Not too worried about the face. At the underside need cleaning. Now I'm going to go for the staggered bond. Maybe something like that. Quite a lot of variation in the thickness. I'm going to go for something like that. You can see here this one is a lot thinner. Yeah, it's because they're all handmade. And by putting it on a bed of lime mortar, we can adjust the height of that. That is not an issue. Yeah, they're going to look great. Cleaned up and some nice sealant on them. Still to allow it to breathe. Bring out the natural beauty. There'll be a slight gap all the way around, and then that'll be filled up with lime as well. Oh, some weight to them. Everything I do is heavy. So it's just going to be a case of going over, getting a load in here, tiles, sitting down, cleaning them up, washing them off, getting them stacked ready. Time consuming but well worth it. Oh, that was low enough, I thought. Over there I'm getting tireder. Yeah, so it's just a case of being methodical, give them a clean. It's going to look really nice. So as I go through them, I'll grade them, thickness. There's a few thin ones, which will rather come in useful actually, because when there's high points, high spots, maybe some rock in the floor that I can't do nothing about, the thin ones can be used there. Even the broken ones are going to get used, you know. I've done it in the entryway, put the broken ones together. If it's snapped in half, it looks authentic. It's what would have happened over the years, you know, they would have broke in situ. Here we go, let's transform this rather drab looking area into something special. Now these are just my guides to keep the first couple of rows parallel to each other, and then we'll remove that and just naturally let it take its shape because they're all different sizes. As long as I've got adjustments I can tack them down, we will be fine. key is to try and keep the bed of mortar roughly the same. Okay, we'll just level those off. That's it. It's a bit like laying York stone that's all different thicknesses. I think what I'll have to do is spend the morning going through the tiles, grading them, cleaning them up, because it really is a lengthy process. Definitely think it's worth it. Just sticks up a little bit, but you just have to split the difference with that. Okay, so this is going to probably be under the cooker. So we'll find some tiles that are either damaged edge or cracked. Rather dark in here, isn't it? So we've got a broken one there. That's fine. Certainly use that. It's a bit of a hop, skip and a jump. A lot of it's by eye, by feel initially, just around the edges. Whoops. You have to kind of look at the tile to anticipate whether you need to put more bedding material down or less. This one's quite a thin one. Just as a guide. Oh yeah, we're miles out. Deceiving. Well, this is certainly hot, laborious work. I think I'm going to have to pace myself on this one. Got plenty of cleaning to do before I do the next row. So I'm going to call it a day on this video. Thanks for watching. Join us next time. Bye for now.